Sometimes you just let things be so that it can evolve and show you its true colors for you to acknowledge it. But then some people willingly, truthfully ignore. Is ignorance really a bad thing? Since my since the first time I opened my eyes to this realm, I had this habit of acknowledging the presence, the existence of everything. It's like I had this sort of awareness, and I was just not able to let things go that easily. I was holding on to the presence of that thing because I wanted to understand it. I wanted to see it more, further. I wanted to see it evolve. I didn't know that I had to let go of these things and stop thinking about them and stop pondering so much to actually let its presence come through me, to let its presence show its true colors to me through evolution, growing so that I can notice it when it's time, when the stars align. So that's why I never had this lack of awareness, because I used to consider any and every possibility of the situation. And then it's the nature of the mind to plan something, and to also let the ego get in the way, basically. And I have been through a lot of things because I guess the ego just came in the way. But now, even if we see the ego as the villain of the story, maybe it's really not the villain. It's all just been us trying to learn ignorance all this time. I know I may sound crazy right now by saying this, but think about it. This place, this entire world is so ignorant to its own potential. And people are villainizing the ego and the ignorance. But I wouldn't blame them for that, because that's what I've been doing all along. The ego is just bad. It needs to be. It's not meant to serve anyone right now, because what it's only doing is contributing to a darker age, instead of contributing to an age where beings are more aware of each other's presence and acknowledging it. And I've seen this by example. I've seen people just ignoring, and they make excuses by saying, oh, we're just giving each other space. That doesn't mean you ignore them. I guess there is a difference between giving space and ignoring someone, distracting yourself from that person. I've seen that huge difference because deep down, somewhere behind the scenes of your mind, behind the scene, um, behind the scene of all of this, the mind stage and everything, there's a lot happening. And you're just distracting yourself from that process. But when we truly give each other the space, we process these things instead of keeping them at the back of our minds and distracting ourselves into doing something else. Now, why is this happening? Again, we come to the root of this, and the root of this is the ego. It is the illness of the ego. The ego has started to conquer the mind, and people will do anything in this age to preserve their ego before themselves. And I've seen that happen with my own two eyes. I've seen that happen to myself too. That's probably because we feel so unsafe in each other's presence. But why? That's because we have ignored each other. Another example of this would be our mistreatment towards Gaia, towards Mother Earth. Yet she's so compassionate. She's so compassionate. Because deep down, even she knows that humanity has a lot of potential. But humanity themselves don't know. Why do I even call them humanity? They're spiritual beings having a human being experience. But we're not exactly human beings, even in this lifetime. Because our calling is different. This is just a vessel we are inhabiting right now, to morph it into something that serves us and our highest purpose. This vessel is modified, and it can be modified. It can be programmed. You can even program yourself to become an animal, because that's what you're capable of. And you just didn't know that yet, and you may even ignore this. After you finish listening to me, you'll probably just forget about what I said. That yes, you are capable of becoming anyone that you want to be. People have forgotten. Forgetfulness is also one of the roots of this entire thing. But the thing is, we chose to forget before we inhabited this vessel. There are some people who have a different purpose and choose a contract where they do remember some of the stuff that they are supposed to remember. For example, the beings who remember their past lifetimes. You know, they have chosen. They have chosen to remember their past lifetimes. And maybe in this lifetime, they're remembering all of this. Maybe they're just here to clear up some karma, you know? And open the doors to new beginnings, basically. But some people just bury down their feelings and distract themselves again, only to face further consequences later. And they might even end up projecting and being like, oh, it's all your fault, it's not my fault. Then what's the point? If the root cause of all of this is the ignorance, then what's the root cause of ignorance? What is the root cause of all of this? And then what's the root cause of that? You know, it just keeps going. It's an endless quest for something that is within us, that we have willingly blindfolded ourselves to. So then, how do we utilize this ignorance instead of misusing it like how we are right now? I wonder. No wonder there's so much imbalance. Because the tools that are right for us and that we have chosen before coming here are now just being used against us. It is very limiting to us. It's breaking the meaning of the word us and we. We are forgetting what's important to us anymore. We're arguing about nonsensical things. Trying so hard to just save our ego more than ourselves. Because we only see the value in something that's so fleeting. So distracting. So